Hi guys, Diane here. Welcome to Dide's Crafty Corner. Tonight I thought I would show you guys how easy this Gina Marie Designs flower patch quilt die, flower patch quilt die, I think is what it's called, goes together. I was asked when I did these cards, when I showed you guys these cards, if I could show how easy it goes together. So that's what I'm doing. I've already started it. I told you guys in an earlier video today that I had to make a baby card real quick, and I chose to use, this is that basil cardstock that I got from Tuesday morning. So I worked around this pale color of baby pink, this soft pink. And what I did is I chose some papers from the Pebbles special delivery girl paper, and I just went in and I found a flower pattern that I liked, and I also cut this one out, this brown polka dot. Let's see if I can, did I already pass it? The check one would have been cute too. Anyway, I cut this one out as well that I'm going to be making another card out of, but I'm just not going to do it on film. So when you make these, it's easy to do two at once. So I just figured I'd show you how easy it is to get it together. You're going to be using a base. So on what I have done is, this is the 4.5 by 4.5 Lawn Fawn stitch square. That is what I use as my base. So it's going to kind of look like this and then go onto a card when you're done. So I'm just going to be doing it in reverse of the colors that I already have on here and show you on this base. So let's get started. All right, so what I do is I cut down a piece of white 110-pound Nina cardstock, as well as my die frame, which comes with all the pieces. So I've actually cut this out 3 times. I cut it out 4 times actually, and all the little white pieces I saved because I'm going to be coloring them in with Copics for another project. So then I did it in the paper, I did it in the pattern paper, and then I also did it in this bluff pink color as well. And then I just go ahead and I glue this piece onto my cardstock. And the way that I do that is with my art glitter glue. I'm not very fancy about it because you don't really have to be for this. You're basically just going to get a little bit of glue down there. And what I did, guys, is I bought a new bottle of glue because mine was empty. I poured half of it into this old bottle that has this fine tip, and I left the other half in the other bottle with the red tip because it's not as fine, and that way I can give you guys a comparison and not have to worry about making a mess of my project. So that's what I've done. I've left half of it in one container and the other half in this container. Poured it in this container because I really do like this tip. I just hate that if I leave it for a hot minute it clogs up, because I will walk away and go do something else and forget to put the tip back, forget to put the little safety pin back in there. And then what I do is I just fit this on here. Now you could just put this on your pink cardstock. That would be perfectly fine as well, but I want the added security for the card. And then the other thing you want to do, and of course I have moved my bone folder out of the way and I don't know where it is, but you want to make sure that you don't leave any glue on here, because you want these all to sit as smooth as possible. So if any glue gets on there, you just want to wipe it so that it's not a bump, make sure it's a smooth surface under there. That's why I love that Teflon bone folder, because nothing sticks to it. But I have a mess in here. All right, so then it's as easy as this, guys. You're just going to go ahead and get your pieces ready. Get them out in front of you. And since mine are going to be opposite of this one, I already know where I'm going to be starting. I'm going to be starting with the corners. And then I just go around my outside corners with a little bit of glue. And I start with that. And you can see that once you cut this out, this is a super, super fast card. I'm going to move these over here so I just stuck my finger in the glue. I keep a towel on my lap. I think I told you guys that, so that I can easily wipe the glue off of my hands, because I have ruined so many pajama bottoms with putting glue on there. And I just kind of feel to make sure that it's in there, because as I've told you guys, my eyesight is not as good as it could be, and that's even with the glasses. And you will watch the magic as this comes to life. And then the next one is going to be the squares, and then I just make a little X. Nothing fancy with this glue because it's going to stay down. It's actually held in by the frame, but also the glue, this glue works fabulously. So and you're just going to fit all the little pieces in. And I found that it doesn't matter. You don't have to keep them in any order. They all fit perfectly. This is truly an easy breezy die to work with. I was just talking to a friend of mine as well on that I Skype with. I actually told you guys about her today. I was talking to her on the phone a little while ago, and I was telling her what I was doing. And she goes, "Oh, I have that die." I'm like, "You do? You never told me." She goes, "Yeah, I got it from My Favorite Things." I'm like, "Oh no, you don't have this die." But I guess My Favorite Things has the same one. I didn't look it up, but I'm sure it's $30. And just think, guys, we only spent 10. Don't get me wrong, I like My Favorite Things. Lord knows I spend a hot penny in that store, online store, but if you don't have to, why would you? But this certainly is a very, this comes together and makes a beautiful card, guys. So if you are at all into this patchwork look, which I am, I've been doing quite a few things that I haven't shared with you guys yet that I'm going to very shortly here. I was just waiting to feel better. Then I do the same thing. I just kind of go in and I do a little X. And then and all these fit together, whether it's in here or in here, so you don't have to worry about that. They're all the same. And then I just go in with my second color. Now I have found that the least amount of colors that you use on a project, the better. For me, it flows better, it looks nicer, so I tend to stick with whatever color that I'm using as my solid here is going to be the color that I'm going to use on my background. It's just going to make it flow. Anytime I have varied from that, it has not looked great, in my opinion. It is Sunday night, guys. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and I had planned on filming this in the entirety and doing a voiceover, but you know, the way I'm coughing, I figured I just got out of the shower, I'm nice and opened up, let me go ahead and just do this real quick and see if I can get through it without too much coughing. Spare you guys all that on it. Isn't that pretty, guys? Look how quick that's coming together, and it's beautiful. Now I'm sorry, I cannot remember who asked me to do this, and I should have looked before I started, but I'm sure you'll find it, and I may go in and just message you when I'm done, let you know that I put it up. What else did I do today? I watched a movie with my husband on our bed. Netflix or something. I don't remember what the movie was. It was not a girl movie for sure. It was it was a thriller. Actually, I didn't much care for it. So I sat there. Shh, don't tell them. I sat there and I caught up on Pinterest. Putting all those cards that I haven't put on Pinterest, I put them on there. All the photos that I've been saving in my phone. So now I can delete those photos. I would save them over on my hard drive first, then I can delete them and get more room on my phone. I couldn't do it because I had all these cards that I just wanted to put on Pinterest. I still want to do the card. I have one card, guys, that gets pinned more than any other card. And it's not a card that I think that is especially my best work. But it was a card that meant a lot to me. It's a card I made for my daughter for her birthday. It's one of the first cards I made with embossing folders. And it gets pinned like crazy. So I've saved that. I made it with a... and see, this is where I would take my bone folder and rub all this in, but it's buried. So that's what it looks like. And then it's going to go on this and then go on a 4.5 by 4.5 card. But then also, and like I said, this is a baby card. I like to put a little bit of ribbon around it and tie it in a bow on the front of the card. And this is from the Dollar Tree. I was just thinking that this might be a little dark for this card. I mean, it matches the flowers that are in there, but I'm thinking that might be a little dark. I might have to go with a sheer. You guys, pardon my head if you see it. Okay, let's see. I think this is like a white. Oh yeah, much better. All right, we're gonna go with this. Okay. That one's just too dark. This one's either... No, this one seems to be very pale pink. And then I'm just going to come in. I'm hoping I was in frame for all that. Oh, that would suck, huh? Famous for that. And I like to give myself a little bit of room because I'm not very good at bows. I have to work at them. They don't come natural for me. And I like to have my bow over here on this side. So I just do it like that. And then I go ahead and twist it over like this, and I bring my bow together. And let's see if that works for me today. You never know. And then I tuck it under. That's a hot mess. Let's see if I can fix it. Oh, maybe. Maybe. I may have to trim that down a little bit. Right, I like that. And then if it's not laying especially the way I want it to lay, I'll just kind of give it a little once over with my scissors. Not hard because this is very delicate. Just a little bit, and it'll make it curl the way you kind of want it to curl for a card. This one's still just a little long. Perfect. Perfect. And then I'm going to trim these up a little bit more. And then this, once it is straightened up, will go on here like that, and then go on the card, and then there'll be a little baby thing on the inside. So that's how it looks, guys. See how easy that was? Let's see how long it took in real life. 14 minutes. So in 14 minutes, well, if you figure maybe 17 minutes by the time you cut the die out, you can have this cute little card. So yeah, it went together very, very easy. Hoping you guys can actually see the colors. Because it's nighttime. Like I said, it's 9 o'clock at night. So yeah, and then this one is the other one, and I'll put a bow on that one as well. What have I done today? I have made a couple of cards for Sherry Wolf's birthday challenge. Here's one of the ones that I made with that wreath that I was showing you. So there's one of them. Haven't done the inside yet. And then one of the cards that I had, like this one that I did in purple. Remember that? I made an envelope for it. The one that I didn't send to my high school friend. I put a little bow on it and then put a happy birthday sentiment in there. So there's another one. And I have a couple more that I'm in the process of making. I brought out the bow, I brought out the envelope maker today. How much fun is that? It's so easy. For a 4.5, oh, by the way, if you want to make an envelope for these cards, the 4.5 by 4.5 size card, which is what looks good on this, you're going to need a 7.5 by 7.5 piece of paper. So that worked out wonderful. So I did that, and I'll be making one in just a little bit with this same paper for this one that I'm sending out tomorrow. So I've done that, and I've worked on that frog a little bit. Like I said, I watched a movie and I updated my Pinterest. That's really about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will try to message the person that asked me to show them how that die went together, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.